welcome to this week's Dynamite Blitz. We're going to get this one started off super hot, one of those all-star tags, if you will. We're getting Ospreay and Hangman Page coming together for Konosuke versus Alexander there. For me, awesome opener on that one. Yeah. All-star tags, they do it for me. Good back and forth this one. We had near falls, good moonsault spot with Ospreay and Hangman at the same time, getting her done on the outside there.
Yep, very high.
The tension building between Ospreay and the Hangman throughout there.
Yeah, they had the couple close calls.
Gonna hit finishers, hit them back and forth. I'm gonna call Ospreay and Hangman. I calling it the Buck Blade.
Yeah,
for the win.
Yep. I called it the blade shot. We'll see.
See which one catches first,
if anything at all.
Buck Blade.
Yeah,
you heard it here from
keep that tag team. Both of these tag teams, awesome.
It was good.
Yeah.
Good ending there, and then the Callis family does come out and attack.
Yeah.
Setting up Ospreay and Hangman, double or nothing.
Yep.
They kind of like build up at the end to get rid of the Callis family, and then we're in for a wild ride, hopefully.
Also, did we have a new intro again? I don't know. I couldn't tell. New intro song. New sucks. Package. I couldn't tell.
It feels different than last week. It's worse than the last week, and I hated last week's.
Yeah, I felt like it might have been different. I don't know.
It should be definitely cooler. Just go back to the original.
Or last week's.
Make it right. Last week was kind of weird too. So weird, like it's like
could be wrong. It might have been the same one, but it seemed like a cheap knockoff of like Kill Switch Engage or something like that.
Yeah, it's garbage. It's garbage. It doesn't fire me up at all. Makes me want to turn it off. Actually.
No, it doesn't. Next.
Alicia is backstage with Top Flight. They're kind of calling out Max, and they want a title shot.
Yeah.
Dustin and Sammy show up there, coming together, getting a little pep talk, if you will.
Yeah.
Maybe setting something up later.
Maybe.
Something that was unannounced.
Yeah.
Then we're getting Ricochet versus Zach Gowen. Don't know who Zach Gowen is.
Everyone knows who Zach Gowen is.
One leg. So Ricochet stole his leg last week.
Yep.
This guy was wrestling with one leg. And let me tell you, impressive with Zach.
Yeah.
The guy's doing somersaults, all kinds of cool stuff with the one leg.
Mm-hmm.
Better match than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be just a waste of time. He's way better than I thought he was going to be.
Yeah, I could go with that. Yeah.
He was good. Towards the end there, a little bit of a ref distraction. He does grab his leg and bash him. Doesn't work out there. Spirit gun for the victory. Ricochet wins.
Yeah.
Ends up attacking Zach Gowen afterward. But Briscoe comes in to save said day. Pretty good, though. That match was
better than I thought. Yeah.
Way better. Way better.
Yeah.
Next, we're moving. Renee was backstage at MJF. Talks to the Hurt Syndicate. Talks about the Hurt Syndicate and joining.
Yeah.
They show up and told him to make sure he stays there for after their match coming up, which is the throw-in match here. It goes right into the tag team eliminator match. It's Hurt Syndicate versus Top Flight from earlier segment there.
Top Flight just gets destroyed, basically. There really isn't much going on. They came out hot right away for around a minute and a half, and then the power came out.
It was over.
That was it.
It was over. Once you get Shelton doing
anything.
Dead. All the Germans. Beat down after the match. They destroy him. Still continue the beat down. Dustin does show up with Sammy.
Yeah.
He's
showing a challenge,
They want the belts, I think it sounds like.
Yeah.
Then the crew comes out to a zero response. So they start talking.
The crew.
They're not getting a good reaction currently. Not getting a good reaction. I don't know. They're okay.
Yeah. It's good wrestlers, but
it's the pointy, stupid jackets. Ditch them.
They did though this time.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It still didn't work. So ditch them indefinitely. MVP does show up there as well. Talking at the end there. He wants those guys to fight on Collision coming up here. The winner gets title shot, double or nothing. So it's going to be the crew or Dustin. Probably Dustin.
Probably, is
my guess. Right after that, we do get MJF's music.
For the decision. Yeah.
No MJF.
Yeah.
MVP sends Shelton backstage.
Yeah.
We get back to the little gorilla position. Tony is pointing out MJF.
Narking MJF out.
Hiding behind chairs. So he has to come out there for the thumbs up process here again. So we're going for it again. And it comes down to the end. You're getting Bob. And...
almost a no, almost a yes. But we ended up getting a yes.
He's
finally.
In. MJF is in.
He's pretty pumped about it. We'll see what happens.
It's already off to a bumpy start, though. I think we got next week a little contract signing coming up here as well on Dynamite.
Yeah. Later segment. Yeah, we had the... Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Moving on, we get the women's eliminator match. This was a 4-way.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, Mina Sarakawa, Sky Blue making her return in Chicago, and Azumi.
She just won the belt off Monet.
She just stole from Monet. Yep. So this was a decent, fun match. It was random stuff going on. A lot of people staying out throughout the whole thing. Letting people do what they wanted to do in between there. But I think they all worked out pretty good. Azumi, better than I thought she was going to be. Yeah. She's very small. Very small,
yes. Smaller than me. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, she was good. Action packed until Mina gets to roll up for the win on Toni Storm. She is
reverse roll up.
Beside herself with the loss there, very weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
Double or nothing. We're setting up Mina versus Storm with that victory.
Two friends.
I kind of thought Sky Blue was going to win that one.
Yeah, I think that's her first Chicago loss now. It happens.
Too good. Oh, and then the end there too. Monet does come out with Azumi.
Yeah, she
forgot about that.
Flattened her. Yeah.
Hayter comes out afterward and destroys Monet, setting up that as well to find out
a lot of people coming into a lot of matches and
a lot of stuff.
Post matches.
Gotta get those peeps in there. You don't want to bench anybody.
No, nobody benches anybody.
Moving on, Sabu tribute.
Yep, with Taz. Yep,
worked out pretty good. Taz got emotional.
Took the glasses off. Rarely see that.
Wanted to show you the emotions.
Yep.
Good little tribute from them. I like that.
Mm.
They all put the finger up at the end there.
Wow.
Then we're going back. This is where it gets kind of weird. We get MJF and MVP.
Yeah.
MJF wants to have his lawyer take a look at it. Smart Mark Sterling.
Whoa, Smart Mark. Good for you.
So he'll be out there, I'm guessing, next week with the contract signing. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff for Smart Mark. Then we're getting Nigel in the ring with Tony. The whole thing with FTR is coming to a head here.
Mm-hmm.
So he wants to apologize to Danny Garcia for the last week's collision fiasco that was going on with all the hits.
Cost him the match.
Danny Garcia wants Nigel in his corner against FTR. That's kind of sitting there. Then Big Stoke. He comes running out there, and he basically he's setting up this match. So you're getting FTR attacking at the end there when they're all in the ring.
Yeah, from under the ring, I think they came from.
Could have been from under the ring. Yeah, it could have been. Daddy Magic.
With a crowbar all coked up.
Woo. Yeah, very coked up. Him and Tony were getting her done backstage.
Yeah.
Good little segment there. It's all tying together. Now we're getting Nigel in a match, so I'm happy.
Interesting. Yeah, he looks.
I'm happy.
Looks like he could still wrestle. Obviously, we've seen him wrestle recently, so it's all good.
It'll be a good match.
Fun.
Then we're going to the main events. So we're getting a steel cage for the AEW Championship.
Yep.
Mox
with normal
versus
rules,
Samoa Joe. Yeah, the rules are bullshit. We'll get to the rules. Overall, it was
violent. It was a violent match, bloody. But it was just kind of a slugfest for the most part.
There was nothing really cool in this one. This was a letdown for me. So it was a bloody mega. Mox was bleeding. They had a couple good near falls. Death Rider showed up outside. Willow showed up outside to get some support out there with Hobbs. Rope break. There's a rope break during the match. Now, I don't know the rules to everything in life here, but I know my wrestling. I don't believe steel cages have rope breaks.
It's special steel
regardless.
Cage.
So I think that was either a botch or they have weird rules in AEW for steel cage matches, but there should be no rope breaks in a steel cage. You're in a steel cage, for God's sakes. What does a rope break matter? That was stupid. They finally did a 3-arm raise. I've been waiting for the...
Yeah, usually they call it on one. I guess in a championship you get to go to 3, so
they did the...
That's fun.
The way good thing back in the day when Hogan would get ready to roll. Finally that happened. In the end, Gabe Kidd appears.
Yeah.
Throws in the briefcase. Mox hits Joe. Mox retains for a tradition. Mox is still there. Then you just get a fiasco of stuff. So you're getting
person after person.
Young Bucks come out.
Yep. Then almost
Omega instantly comes out. Omega comes out and destroys some people.
I think Okada came from the crowd, I think.
Okada came out of nowhere, destroyed Omega.
Speedball, I saw chasing Okada at one point.
Speedball was there. Swerve's music hits. He comes out. Climbs, jumps off said cage.
Yep.
That was the best cage spot of the whole night. It wasn't even part of the match.
Yeah, so the whole end sequence was actually kind of better than the match. Basically once Gabe Kidd threw the briefcase and everything after from that on was more interesting than the main event match.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
It was garbage. The Bucks end up raising the cage, retreat. Yeah. Just chaos at the end there. Swerve gets on the mic, and we're getting another anarchy in the arena at Double or Nothing.
Yep.
I'm guessing Death Riders with the Young Bucks, Gabe Kidd versus Swerve, Joe Ops.
Yeah.
Who knows who's going to be in the match, but anarchy in the arenas are always winners in my books.
Yeah, entertaining. Yeah. As long as everybody survives it.
Then we're moving on to everyone's favorite segment. We get no choppiest match, realistically. We get like 2 chops from Joe at the very end. So he takes...
main event was definitely choppiest.
The choppiest. They got like 2 good with chops.
I think there was one segment before that where they kind of traded some.
Yeah, there wasn't a good choppiest match.
Either way. Yeah.
Even for like, Joe and that would be way more. You got 2 good ones beyond that. That's many chops tonight. High spot, I still like the All-Star tags. Then you're getting all the Ospreay and Hangman drama thrown in there. So that was my favorite thing of the night. How about you?
I'd have to go with the women's match. You have the women's eliminator match. I was a little more smooth than I thought from mostly everybody. I dug the Azumi and Mina Shirakawa. Very smooth. Obviously, they just basically wrestled the match less than a week ago anyway. So they're used to each other. But
a lot of screaming too.
Yeah, there was a lot of screaming in the match. And also, great to see Sky Blue back. It's been a long time, so got to get that ring rust off and see where she ends up in the whole picture. So I was high on that. The whole MJF segment too was always usually entertaining. So pumped that that's getting resolved. And see where that goes. What about your low?
Main event was garbage. Steel cage, garbage. Whole thing was garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. A lot of build up, a lot of potential, garbage.
Yeah,
garbage.
The match was my low point, but everything, like I said, when Gabe Kidd and everything after that was pretty entertaining and a lot of stuff going on, so that was better than the match. And also, I guess the Ricochet Gowan thing, not because it was a bad match, just, I don't know. It was kind of whatever to me, I guess.
I like
that. It's not that it sucked. Event. But yeah. I
rather watch a one-legged man in an ass-kicking contest.
Yeah. No, he's an awesome wrestler, but yeah, it was just...
Then the main event of this night.
Yeah.
You build up a cage match and you blow it.
It happens.
So this one, last week was, sitting here now, kind of like I'm going, touchdown, main event.
Also in that women's match, we got another tease for the
spider lady,
the lady that's a coming. So that was, add that to the high as well. I barely caught that out of the corner of my eye. I didn't even catch it last week. We missed it.
It was okay.
Okay. I like that.
It was okay. A little down the main event. Trash. Just throw out crap at the end too. It was trash.
I just don't like cage matches because you get the cages in the view. I don't like that.
Cage matches can be good.
Yeah.
That one was not fun.
I could do without them.
So mediocre Dynamite for me. You get it all pumped up and you have that trash for the main event. Collision coming up here. You're getting the Bongo tribute, which is good finally.
Yeah.
AR Fox versus Fletcher.
Yeah.
Anna Jay and Megan Bain going at it here. Speedball and Blake Christian. The Crew versus Dustin and Sammy determines who goes on Double or Nothing. And the Gates of Agony versus Keith and Bill. Street fight.
Chicago street fight.
It's going to be a street fight. Yep. That should be fun. And then the only thing for next week's Dynamite is MJF's contract signing with Smart Mark.
Hopefully Smart Mark.
MVP and see where that goes. Hopefully it signs, it goes good. It could go horrible. Who knows?
Yeah.
Shelton was looking for a kick.
He was lining
while Bob
something
was
up.
looking for his thumb.
Yeah.
So we'll find out next week. So overall, trash.
Trash.
Okay, you build up 2 weeks and you put out trash.
It's a bit harsh, but see you next week.